Hey, everybody, welcome back to Naturally Shattered, a byproduct of Shattered Dungeons, a indie game called Shattered Dawn. And yeah, we are here with an amazing cast of players who are going to dive into some shenanigans. After last time, things kind of had like a nice mellow end after some run-ins with the guards. Everybody was hanging out in the Weeping Dargoth Tavern, enjoying some of the local fare, such as pickled corn and century eggs of Shattered Dawn design. Which the Weeping Dargoth is now featuring a new item, which is a Cadbury crab egg. So that'll be fun. Um, but we're going to pick up with everybody sitting around the table. Things are winding down for the night. It's probably 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. Kit, the Ilria's bard, is still, after 3 to 4 hours, solid, regaling the tavern with the Meow Mix song, just on repeat, going and going. Chip has not lost a hand from trying to pickpocket somebody. Celeste has had a moment to not have to babysit anyone. And Dahlia is still just kind of doing Dahlia. And I feel like making googly eyes at Lot Guts, the tavern owner. So we're going to pick up with all of you sitting around the table, enjoying your meal. And I'm going to turn it over to y'all.
Actually, if I may, Ray, I believe that Seamus actually walked off to go work on something at the blacksmith. As of the last thing, yeah. After all the shenanigans with the stolen gold was over, he walked off to go do some work.
Yeah, but that is in fact what happened. So I am going to remove your token from this map. Well, I think I'll just move you to a different layer, just in case you come back. So yes, Seamus has headed back over next door to Leandar's blacksmith shop. And actually, we can just roll right into that. You enter into the shop and you see Leandar hammering away as he does, crafting who knows what, something of metal. And as you enter in, he stops hammering for just a moment and kind of looks up at you and, you've returned.
Yes, you said that I could use the forge.
I did, in fact, say these things. Yes.
I only have. He pulls out his iron axe. I only have this rusted and hard to use brittle weapon. I was thinking about making myself a new axe.
Oh, yes. I think I can help you with that. Actually, it's quite serendipitous that you have come in when you have, because I'm actually in need of some services, and in return for those services, it should provide us with some items that will assist us in creating you a better weapon.
Of course. Anything you need.
Well, yesterday at some point, I heard a rummaging. Something was stirring in my storeroom. And as I so carefully rolled over, someone came running out of the storeroom, bumping into me. I didn't get a very good look at them, other than they were a basilican. Luckily, though, one of the guards got a very good view, and the guard had said that they had left town heading south. My guess is he's got a hideaway somewhere nearby. But I did a quick inventory of my storeroom and found that I'm missing quite a few items, some precious metals and a few weapons. And I also noticed a pair of my favorite punching daggers have come up missing as well. If you can go and find this thief, return my gear, and of course, feel free to keep the gear and use it as you see fit. But what I really want back is a small container that contains some precious metals that I have.
Consider it done.
Perfect. And of course, this goes without saying, I will pay you for your time and troubles, of course.
Yes. The smaller person takes care of the gold. He's kind of referring to Chip, to be fair.
Are we
Because
all...
Chip had gold. I didn't have any. Chip had gold.
The one that
I think only gold.
The creepy one that can make things appear.
Interesting. Well, as I said, I will pay you for your time and services, and of course, if you would like to keep the gear that he stole, that's fine too. And upon your return, you and I shall work together to forge a great weapon worthy of the mighty North Frisian.
Yes. I accept.
So, are we
it's
all
easy
there
enough.
with Seamus? Or is it just Seamus talking to him alone?
So this is just Seamus right now. The other three of you are sitting in the tavern. It appears that Zardal has wandered off for the night, presumably heading to the inn to sleep off his disgruntledness at the guard who caught him and Chip in their clever act of theft.
Okay, so Seamus accepted, and we're not aware. Okay.
Yep.
But it was about
But
that
while
time.
Seamus is negotiating, and very one-sided negotiation, while that's happening, the other three of you are sitting at the table in the Weeping Dargoth. So what are you doing?
Chip is breathing a little heavy from the amount of movement he was making dancing to the Meow Mix song. There's one bead of sweat that is slowly dripping from, the left side of his head down towards his chin. It's just kind of not heavy breathing, but a little bit.
Just the imagery in my own head of how one dances to a Meow Mix song.
And then add Chip into that. Then how
Yeah.
Chip dances to it. It was probably very like a foot tap or a light sway back and forth. There's probably very little movement, but enough to get his heart rate going.
I
Don't know
I
if
was
that's the right
picturing
term.
Snoopy doing the dance
Oh,
from
yeah.
the Peanuts. Yeah, that's kind of what I was picturing.
Dahlia is just all over the tavern, just going to talk to Lockguts and then going to sing along with our performer, and then dancing with Chip and checking in on Celeste, just all over the place.
I think in that case, Chip would be just as that little heavy breathing, sweating, staring at Celeste, not talking whatsoever, just deadpan stare.
I think after a few minutes of deadpan stare, Celeste tries to strike up a conversation. She's got a drink and she's kind of swirling it on the table. And she says, "So, Chip, I've just realized I know very little about you. How did you end up on the ship?
I was caught, and they took me to the ship, and they made sure I could not leave. Why were you on the ship?
My family didn't want me.
Interesting.
What were you doing when you got caught?
I was looking for something to do. Does it
Celeste
make you
just
sad
gives you-
that your family doesn't want you?
I can understand why they don't want me. I
Tell
am.
me.
I mean, I'm a liability. I can understand why they didn't want me.
Do you think this group will feel the same about you?
I hope not. If they
Well,
do,
if you're a liability, you need to prove yourself.
I suppose I do.
What have you done for any of them? Why would they keep you around?
I don't know.
And at this point, Chips is actually going to walk off over towards Dahlia.
Celeste is slumping and just looking into her drink, like.
Dahlia is gonna see Chip coming over and just gonna give him a good old punch in the shoulder, not realizing what just happened between him and Celeste.
Chip will
And, like-
kind of like turn his head as he gets punched and then go to punch back. It probably as hard as Chip can, which I don't think is that hard, to be honest.
And then I'll ask Lockguts to make sure that Chip is fed, because I think Seamus has been the only one that has been eating. And then I'll go and check in on Celeste, and I'll ask her. I'll ask Celeste, like, how are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. How's your evening going?
So fun! We're getting the Meow Mix. This is like my favorite song. Do you want anything more to drink? Do you want some century eggs? I got like lots right here.
Maybe a little later. I've kind of lost my appetite for the moment, but thank you.
Okay, well, you let me know if there's anything you want. You know what? I think I might see if Lockguts can share some of that. Because I think I saw a crate of some Cadbury crab eggs, and they look mighty impressive. So maybe Lockguts will give us some of that too.
That sounds interesting. Not sure I've had that before.
Me either. It looks huge, though. And then I'll also mention, like, hey, do you still have that rod? Like, have you?
Yeah, I do. And she pulls it out. I think I had 2 pieces of it, right? Was it 2 pieces or was it 4 pieces?
I think
I can't
was it
remember.
4 out of 8? Yeah,
4
I think
out
it
of
was
7.
4 out of 7. Sorry.
I'll pull out the pieces and put them on the table.
Oh, awesome! We should probably keep that safe. I think we need to make sure that we grab some bags and stuff to put that in so that you don't lose those.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Is it okay if I hang on to them for now, or would you like to?
Oh no, you can hang on to them because I think they have like a little magic spark to them. I don't do magic.
Okay. I I'll have to learn some more magic to make sure I'm pulling my weight around here. I guess learning about this might be one way to do it.
Yeah, you can always practice on me. Maybe I can turn into something like a wolf too.
I'd be a little worried I'd turn you into something entirely. Something that you wouldn't like. I don't know. I don't want to make a mistake on you.
I'm sure we can work it
Thank
out.
you. Thanks, Dahlia.
No, you want something more to drink? Are you sure? You look like you're running a little low. Or do you want to get some rest? Or
You know what? I'm happy here, just watching at the moment.
okay, cool.
Thank
I'm gonna go see if we can get some Cadbury eggs.
Okay. Have fun.
Just gonna skip back over to Lock Guts and I'm gonna try and negotiate some Cadbury eggs from him.
If there's any bread, Chip would have asked for that and would be eating a slice of bread.
Yeah, well, Dahlia and Celeste were chatting, because you walked over and it was kind of implied that Lockguts was going to attempt to feed Chip. He puts like a loaf of, I'm going to say, pumpernickel bread on the counter. It's rock solid. Like you could tear it with your hand, but the only way to actually be able to eat this would be to like dip it in something to like kind of soften the bread.
I think at that point Chip would have summoned a knife and cut it into very small cubes, almost like croutons, and begin eating it in small pieces.
Lockguts is absolutely enamored with watching you do this. No telling what's running through his head at this moment, but he's giving you the Chip treatment. Just unblinking, just watching this travesty happen. And that's when Dahlia pops back over.
Hey, Lock Guts! Look! You have a whole crate of it says Cadbury crab eggs on the label right here. You want to share some?
What? Yes, I have crab eggs. Would you like them?
Excellent. Yes. I'm just gonna start grabbing a whole bunch. Adding it to my bag of century eggs.
Puts it's like a small rectangular box, except that each of these eggs, rather than what we know in our boring world, these eggs are about the size of baseballs or like an apple. Very, very large chocolate eggs. They come in 3 packs, or 3 to a pack, I should say. He puts 1 pack up and, how many do you want?
And I stick my arms out in a big circle and just tell him, just fit it in here.
I think Chip will also be handing over some of the croutons.
To Lockguts or to
To
Dahlia?
Dahlia.
Oh, I accept that.
Yeah.
I just imagine Chip's filling her pockets with croutons.
Yep. A gift for you and Celeste.
Thank you. That's gonna come in handy.
Pocket bread. So Lockguts gives you, I'll say 6 rectangles. And he goes, that's all I have for now. More come tomorrow.
Thanks, Lockguts. You're the best.
Thank you. It'll
I think
recognize.
I'm running out of like space, so you guys, and I'm gonna like talk to Chip and Celeste. You guys, I'm gonna go and check out the general store and see if I can pick us up some bags. I'll be back.
Oh, that's a
Are
good
you
idea.
leaving Chip-
Yeah.
Are you leaving Chip with Celeste then?
Yeah.
Damn. This is gonna be brutal.
Now, what
There's-
what are you doing with all the eggs?
I'm carrying them with me.
Okay, that's fair.
I am walking as joyfully but as carefully as I possibly can without dropping them, because I need the general store to see how big of a bag I need.
I love that. So after all these events have taken place and Dahlia heads out the door, we're gonna pop back over to Seamus real quick. Everything that was happening in the tavern was happening at the same time you were talking to Leandar. So at this point, we'll say that you've come back out of the blacksmith and you see Dahlia is leaving the tavern. It looks like she's making a beeline for the general store.
Okay. And he just keeps walking back towards the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, Seamus
Entering
just looks at that
that.
and acknowledges that's just Dahlia being Dahlia. She's got some sort of plan. I'm letting it play out.
I'll see Seamus and I'll just
That-
kind of not even ask him for. I'm just gonna nod my head like stop.
Do you go up or down?
I go up.
Is it the okay?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the proper one too.
And I
That's the
can't
one
go
we're
down
both-
because I have like the boxes stacked up to my chin. So.
Yeah.
The head nod down is when you're acknowledging but also trying to be slightly intimidating. The up
Oh.
is for friends.
Yeah, up.
Know your head nod etiquette.
It began in Pennsylvania and it moved around the world.
Now the question is,
So
what the heck was the name of that general store and owner? Where did he
there
go?
you go.
Bowen.
Hester's? Oh,
Yeah,
Bowen.
Yes.
Goods.
Bowen.
Bowen, the owner of Hester's Goods. All right. So, Seamus, you enter back into the tavern and you see Chip is heading back over to the table where Celeste is sitting, still kind of nursing a drink and her feels.
So as Seamus walks in, I'm assuming right here might be a horn of something potentially. It
Yep.
could even be some of the dishwater he was using to clean the mostly meat. So Seamus just sees it, knocks it back, and goes, Chip,
Yes.
Celeste,
Hmm?
I believe we have a mission.
Oh, what are we doing?
I don't know. Something about getting stuff that was taken from the blacksmith. It doesn't matter. I
Oh.
know where the guard is that supposedly knows where the guy is.
We're chasing a guy down?
I told him, he said he would give us gold. I told him to give it to you, Chip. You seem like
Okay.
you know what gold is.
Yes, the stuff I give to Zardal.
Yes. Seamus only knows the woods. But yes, we must go.
Now? Immediately?
I mean,
Yes, we should
Do
go
you-
now.
do you want to finish the mostly meat?
Well, it's more I'm just thinking it's dark. It's almost dark outside. This may not be the best time to go. And Dahlia's just gone to the store and goodness knows where's our Dahlia's.
I feel that this might be time sensitive. I learned that from listening to the soldiers.
I think we should go now. Then Chip will start to stand up. and
I-
walk towards the door.
I can see in the dark, and I have good tracking skills.
I don't know if I can see in the dark. Where's that information?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if Seamus can see in the dark. I just assumed if he turned into the wolf, he could see in the dark.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Which makes complete sense. So within this game, there's no real like dark vision. So
Right. Okay.
But I mean that reasoning for Seamus, that tracks. I mean,
Yeah.
a wolf would be able to see in the dark.
I can't. I can't see in the dark. Just how time sensitive is this?
How? Just out of curiosity, how big is Celeste again? Is she like
She's
people
small.
size?
Well, I mean, she's person size, but she's slight. She's a small woman, basically.
Now I know us over here in the States, we have the the most backward system of measurement in the world. So I would say somebody who's like I would say like 4'10". I would assume in meters that is probably
Yeah, she's between 4'10" and 5 foot.
3
Put it
meters
that way.
or something. Okay, there we go.
It's just
Okay,
3 meters
so-
is double my height. That's okay.
Oh well, you know what? There we go. Typical American education system. Boom, take that.
Oh,
Anyway.
good.
Martha.
So at that moment when you're still questioning about seeing stuff, Seamus will pull up the hood, howl, and kind of like nuzzle you, nose and everything, and like kind of scoot you onto my back.
Okay.
But we'll also kind of look in the direction of the general store because he realizes, oh wait, we have to get Dahlia too. So he kind of just starts taking off in that direction. Celeste on the back, Chip's kind of just whatever. Chip's
Chip will
doing.
follow. I'm going to assume with my summoned weapon, since they let off some bit of glow, that I would have some vision in front.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do.
Or I guess
You have
yeah.
I think it's like a 2 square radius around you, so
Okay.
like 10 feet.
that's better than I thought.
Much
See-
like Seamus, I'm making this up as I go. All right, so
it was done with a little bit of a caveat of like, if Ray says it's okay,
Right.
we'll be all right. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So while all of that was happening, Dahlia, you enter into Hester's Goods. Bowen is putting things away and getting ready to call it a night, since it's about 8 o'clock at this point. But as you enter in, the bell above the door dings, and he spins around and, yes, it's you.
You remember me! Yay! That means
I
we're
do.
friends
The
now.
belligerent, almost drunk one. Yes.
I'm never drunk. I'm just happy.
The smell threw me off.
Wow.
Fair enough. It's been a long trip. But that's what you're here for, right?
Indeed. I
You're gonna
reluctantly
help me
own
get
the only goods store in this entire city.
not just the only, but the best. The best guy who's going to help me get a discount on getting like soaps and cleanliness and bags. Like I could use a little help putting some of this down in the bag.
I mean, as the owner of the store, yes, I would be more than happy to place those items in any carrying convenience that you require. However, I require compensation beforehand.
Beforehand. Who, like, how do I know that I'm gonna get what's it's worth?
Well, the beauty of this system is that I own the only goods store in this city. So my
Oh,
prices
that's
are
an asshole.
guaranteed to be the best in the city.
In the city, yeah, that is kind of a perspective, isn't it? So, what kind of compensation are we trying to talk about?
That depends on what it is that you seek. I mean, you've said soap. Soap is a relatively inexpensive item.
Yes, and obviously from the smell, and I'm like sidling real close up to him so he can get a good whiff. I'm gonna need quite a lot. So, if I can't afford it, this is what you're gonna be smelling.
I like that. Well, tell you what. Why don't you tell me the items you require? I will tell you the price. Obviously, all of the soap that I have in my store.
Yes, that, and several bags of different sizes. About like 6 or 7 of them would be really great.
Very well, but I only sell the finest of leather bags this side of Hester.
You don't have like a
I-
bargain bin or a clearance sale or
No.
Where's that Black
Not
Friday
in,
sale?
not in an establishment such as this. I would never degrade myself so far. I have Coachwagon. I have Louis Vuitton. I have Gauchi.
Pretty sure I saw some of that channel up there. Number 10.
Yeah, we'll have to get back to that. I'm more of a knockoff kind of gal here, so instead of the Gauchi, do you have maybe Gucci?
Oh, if there's one thing I abhor more than terrible smells, it's accents with people who cannot pronounce things correctly. Tell you what,
The sooner I get a
Since you're-
discount, the sooner you get rid of me.
since you're essentially purchasing in bulk, I'll provide you with 2 of each of the bags. I will provide you with 6 bars of soap and a bottle of parfum, L'eau de toilette, Diamonds by Elizabeth.
Excellent. I
done.
think we have a deal.
Altogether, I think
It's the
10,
gifts that you
10
find in
gold is
Walmart.
fair, yes?
For the relative you don't like for Christmas. The whole time I'm going, Dahlia in her head's going, how many chocolate eggs is this going to cost me, man?
10 gold sounds fair to me. I'll hand over 10
for an extra 10, I may be able to provide you with some new clothing.
New? No, I think we're gonna go try and find a thrift store.
Ah, yes. My grandfather once took his coat to a thrift store.
What happened to the coat toward the grandfather?
I believe some famous bard bought it and wrote a song about it at one point.
Well, then there we
What
go.
was his name? Something. It was like a fish, mackerel, mackerel more, maybe.
I believe he only had 20 gold in his pocket.
Oh, the only one that I know of was Billy Bass.
Ah, yes.
But I think we're good on the clothes because you remember I brought in that one wolf jacket that was made by my buddy, and then you kind of turned it down. He makes really good clothes, so we're good on the clothes.
I don't see you wearing any of his apparel, but I mean, if he makes as good of clothes as you say, what
I
is his
haven't-
brand?
I haven't washed off yet. Don't want to get his clothes dirty, you know? I mean, if you really want to have me wear your brand, I, need a better discount than 10 gold.
Fair. That is very fair. What is the brand that your friend makes? Is he someone I've heard of before?
He's a growing stylist.
Interesting. Well, if you are attempting a negotiation with him to try and reduce the price some, I'm going to need you to make a speechcraft check.
I really hope Wolf Seamus comes in at some point.
Oh, yeah. It might not be so hard to out speechcraft him. Well, given everything that you've said, you drive a very hard negotiation. I do rather enjoy the thought of you getting out of here as soon as possible and using that soap even sooner than that, and then returning to purchase more goods, as gold is always fantastic around here. So I'll tell you what, for all of this, I'll go as low as 8 gold.
Deal. And I'd be like, I'd shake your hand, but I haven't washed yet, so. But you've got a returning customer.
Oh, goody.
It's like
And
melted
at this
chocolate.
point, Seamus enters the store, full wolf mode, Celeste on his shoulders.
So Seamus comes in, he hears the ding. So he just,
Yes.
Wolf Seamus kind of cocks his head to the side. He kind of turns around, goes out the door, and comes back through the door again with Celeste on his back. And he does it one more time for good measure. And then he just sits there,
Seamus
assuming
has
that Celeste is
OCD,
going
I
to do the
swear.
talking now that I can't.
I'll slide off once you sit down. I think I just
Yeah,
slide
I
off
sit.
the back.
There you go.
Dahlia, how did you go? Did you find bags?
I got us bags. I got us soaps. I got a
Yes.
bottle of diamond parfum. And then I also got us some new clothing too.
You're wonderful. I've missed soap so much. And I'm gonna pull out my pouch and I don't know how much she spent on this stuff, so I'm gonna pull out 10 gold and put it in her hand.
And I'll pocket it.
I'm not going to argue that.
You do see Seamus at this point sniffing Dahlia up and down because he can tell you have food. Wolf Seamus.
And I'll pat Seamus on the nose and I'll be like, I'll share later. We gotta get out of here before he starts trying to sell me more stuff.
So, I do have a question. Out of curiosity, in wolf form, I'm assuming I'm relatively big. I'm not assuming I'm a large creature, but I'm assuming I'm big.
Mhm.
Could I essentially have all 3 of them on my back?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So I kind of make the head gesture.
Uh,
Hop
He's
on.
pretty comfy.
Come on, guys, it's gonna be fun.
I'll hop on.
The fur is comfy. The fleas are a little bitey, but besides that,
Seamus doesn't have fleas. Come on.
Seamus has fleas.
He probably does. He definitely does.
Yeah.
I try to pick Chip up and put Chip on behind Dahlia and try to climb on so that Chip is sandwiched between the two of us.
Seamus has one of the bags in his mouth, like trying to delicately carry it.
We need to make you saddlebags. Oh, that would be so cute.
That. Oh my gosh. We need
Seamus
some
doubles
art.
his amount.
We need some art of this.
So, as soon as all of you are on my back, I take off toward where I knew that the blacksmith had pointed out where the guard was.
Yeah. So actually, this kind of changes up everything about the module because you're a wolf. So this you have a whole nother layer of perception that's added onto this. So you get to the main gate where you had paid the guards to get in way back when. And as soon as you get out of the gate, you kind of start smelling around, and you're noticing like the very distinct differences. Even though you're not a wolf and you weren't raised a wolf, you can still very clearly tell there's very distinct differences in the way stuff smells. And in particular, you can actually smell like a direction that this basilican has gone. So what I need you to do is to make a wilderness check.
It's not great. It's 17.
Oh my goodness. All right. So you're sniffing around and everybody's riding on your back. So, everybody's kind of at your mercy almost. And you're just kind of like sniffing around doing circles. Like this tree coming over to this bush, back to the gate. Like,
there's some zigzagging going on.
Yeah.
It's the perfume, isn't it? The perfume is throwing everything off.
It's a chocolate. It's a stomach.
Oh no. So after about 2 hours of zigzagging and wandering around, you've really only made it maybe a half a mile outside of the city. But go ahead and make another wilderness roll. And at this point, it is about 10 o'clock at night. It has gotten very dark, and the snow has not fully melted off of the ground, so it's still a little bit chilly outside.
That's a 52.
Okay, 52. So at this point, after all of that wandering and sniffing, you come across a few loose scales that have fallen off of the basilican as he was trying to make his way through some undergrowth. Sniffing at these scales, you kind of refresh your olfactory senses. And it's almost like in your vision, you can almost see the trail of scent.
I think at this point too, Chip will summon one of his weapons to give a little bit more light for the rest of us.
Oh, very good. Very good. Let me change to some travel music. And we are going to switch the map.
If it's 2 hours, I'm also passing out pocket croutons to everybody.
Pocket crouton.
I gotta feed Seamus. Good thing I'm sitting closer to the front.
Just don't feed Wolf Seamus any chocolate. That could go bad.
Yeah, let's avoid that.
I wouldn't lie. I would lie and say that I wasn't actually thinking about that. Going, does that actually work that way? Then is it because I was literally thinking about the chocolate? It's like if Wolf Seamus eats this, is it gonna hurt him or like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was playing around with that in my head a little bit.
Mm.
logically,
I-
if you have wolf vision at night, then you also have wolf coming.
Yeah, true.
right.
Makes sense.
I mean, makes sense to me. But in one of the older arcs that David ran, we established that chocolate does not affect werewolves. I mean, you're not
Okay.
technically a werewolf, so
That's what
I
I
think
was gonna
it's
say. Am I a werewolf, or am I just like kind of like that shaman kind of thing where you can just turn into
Yeah.
a wolf? Yeah,
yeah, you're more of the
Yeah.
shaman style.
I'm more like night wolf.
So after a little bit more travel, you can smell this basilican thief's scent getting stronger as you enter this very overgrown bog area. Not super deep water, but water definitely has pooled up in this area. And there's a lot of briars and thorn bushes and things like that. So your travel has definitely slowed down at this point. And it is roughly 11 o'clock at night. Things have gotten very dark and kind of supernaturally quiet in this forest.
Celeste is pissing herself. She's just like clinging onto everyone else, just going. "Woo."
You just peed on Seamus.
Very funny.
Oh no.
She is very scared.
I'm gonna kind of realize it's a little bit quiet, so I'll whisper to Seamus. I'll be like, "Hey, night vision. Do you see anything?"
Do I say anything?
Right. One wolf for yes and 2 wolves for no.
That was also me questioning, right? Like, do I say
Yeah.
anything? Like, okay,
So looking around, I mean, you only see the terrain that's on um, the map. There's just the thorns and water and things like that. But you, like I said, you do still see the scent trail leading forward. So you know you have to press north through the briars.
okay. I was gonna say like up through here.
Yeah.
So the question was, can Seamus see anything? So that's a tiny wolf.
Okay. So so I'll kind of whisper back to Chip and Celeste, since his wolf is more quiet. I'll be like, Seamus says he sees a little bit.
I'll kind of even do the thing where like I point with my foot kind of forward, like it's up that way.
I'll ask Seamus is like, should we stay on your back or do you want to return back to Seamus form? 1 wolf for yes, 2 wolves for no. Stay on your back for yes.
So Seamus kind of just like does the 2 little nudges back with his head, like you get the impression he's saying, just stay right there.
Okay. And I'll tell Chip and Celeste. I'll be like, he says to hold on tight.
Okay.
Chip
Yeah,
will
we'll do
kind
that.
of turn. Chip will, before that happens, Chip will turn back to Celeste and now's your time to prove yourself. Protect the party.
You
And
feel
then turn
Celeste
back.
like cringe almost, or like she's been slapped, and she doesn't say anything.
Violet, put a force field around the plane.
All right, so you're moving forward to the briars. You get to this point, and Seamus, I need another wilderness survival roll from you.
I just want to double check one thing to make sure I'm adding the appropriate amount of bonus. That's right, I can't do anything to level 6, so yeah, it's just that. Alright. Yeesh. Uh, 31.
31. Okay. As you are approaching the briars, you're smelling your way along. You've still got the scent of the basilicum, and you start to smell something else. There is a smell, not necessarily in the area per se, but more on the air.
Animal, mineral, vegetable.
You're not
All of the above.
entirely sure.
It was a 31. I think at this point, do I press on through the briars? Because I'm getting a feeling it's going to be on the other side of the briars. So, you see how the patch is like semi-smaller right here? I don't know if you can see the ring.
Mhm.
Okay. So what I think I'm going to try to do is, with everybody still in the back, try to... Okay, so Seamus Wolf will point out, again, like, motion with his paw toward the briars, and he'll just do the dog thing where it's like, he's just taking his paw and, like, doing this. Hopefully somebody gets, like, maybe, like, smack it down with something.
What's the thickness of this? Would Chip for like a small weapon be able to cut through it?
A small weapon would be able to cut through it, but the bushes and the tangles of it all is almost the same height as Chip.
Got it.
So it'd be like trying to cut through like a blackberry bush or like a raspberry bush.
Yeah, okay, then Chip's not even gonna bother.
Or like a mulberry bush.
Yeah. And while everyone is trying to figure out the next course of action, the silence of the forest is suddenly ripped to shreds by a powerful screech, which I'm not actually going to do because almost everyone is wearing headphones and that would be terrible. As
Appreciate
this
it.
happens,
Thank you.
Seamus Wolf, that smell that was just kind of like lingering on the air now becomes super apparent,
It's prominent.
and
Yeah.
a massive creature. What's going on here? It won't let me do the thing. So you
This
go
music
there.
is really creepy, by the way. It's great.
Perfect. That's what I like.
This attempt at doing the thing is brought to you by payphones.com. Payphones.com. We don't exist anymore.
So, are you gonna work now?
Oh, is Seamus the only one that can smell this, whatever the smell is, or can the rest of us without regular noses smell it now?
So he is the only one who can smell it, but all of you are going to be able to see it once I can get it to cooperate.
To be fair,
But-
in that moment that Seamus would smell that becoming more prominent, he would kind of lower a little bit. The dander would go up, and he'd be growling in the direction he thinks it might be popping up.
That is
The moment
is
his
very
hackles come up, I'll be like, Seamus, do we need to get off now?
He does the...
Oh. And I'll start to slide off. And hopefully Chip and Celeste will see that without me having to tell them.
So
Yeah.
Seamus like gently lays
wow.
down the bag that he was holding onto in his mouth off to the side so as to try to like not get it all messed up.
That thing looks big.
I slide off and
There we go.
Oh my
if
god.
I cast,
Alright.
if I
I was wrong. It's gotten
That
bigger.
was funny.
Ooh.
Tripled in size in like a second.
All right. So,
Um,
per the module, a screech commands your attention. You turn around just in time to evade a Beera, a giant bear-like creature with sharp claws and the face of a predator. It barrels past you, slams into a tree, and turns around to fight you.
well,
Everybody,
shit.
roll
Seamus
for
House.
the initiative.
Ooh,
What's
the plus?
I was going to try and say, as I was sliding off Seamus's back, I was going to cast oak skin on myself. Is that okay if I can squeeze that in there?
That is absolutely fine.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Ray. What's the plus for the initiative? Or is there just straight roll?
It's just a straight roll.
Okay, just double check. So Seamus got a 91.
91 for Seamus.
53 for Celeste.
Okay.
Lovely 70.
70 for Chip. And Dahlia?
59.
Okay. So that means, Seamus, you are first. Everyone has climbed off of your back, so you won't be throwing anybody as you do what you need to do.
So I did howl to bring myself back into the human form.
Okay.
And I'm going to rush the beast with my great axe. All right, let me grab my plus. Okay. That's 61 to hit.
61 does hit.
Okay. That's going to be 14 damage.
Now, you are standing in knee-deep bog water, just trying to attack this thing. And you did how much damage? I'm sorry.
14.
14. Wow, that's a good hit. Okay.
Just out of curiosity, with the heavy melee thing, is it something that Seamus can do like a swing, or is it just one swing and that's it?
So with heavy melee, it's only one swing,
Okay.
because they do so much damage.
Makes sense. Just still learning the combat. Sorry.
No, you are fine. We really haven't done a whole lot of combat, so totally fine. You know, that's what we're here to do, is kind of live play the game and let people see how it all works. So
Right on.
next up would be Chip.
So Chip had a summoned weapon, and I can't remember exactly how the damage works on that. I believe it's the wood rating damage. Is that correct? Plus whatever bonuses I get from the spell.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So before Chip does anything, he will look back towards Celeste and say, "You must kill it before it kills us. Protect the party," and run towards this beast, full speed, looking to smack it around with let's say a mace is what Chip has. I don't know why it's a mace, because I was talking about cutting things earlier, but here we are. So I will roll for that here. 19.
A 19 does not hit. However, this is a light weapon, so you are able to make another attack with it.
And I will attempt that with a 59.
That one hits.
All right, then let me just double check the damage here. I want to say, I get a bonus. Damage comes +2, so I believe that's 3 damage. Sorry, 2 damage. Is that right? Does that sound right?
What is your bonus? Your
+1.
bonus is 2.
Is it 2? Okay, it is 2. I thought the weapons get a +1, the summoning spell damage gets 2, but I may be wrong on that. Weapons and armor you summon gain +1 bonus to their damage and armor rating.
Okay, so yeah. So yes,
So that would be-
you're getting a +1 to the damage. I'm just looking up the mace real quick. What
Yeah.
mace is it that you have?
The summoned mace. So I don't know what that falls under. Actually, you know what? I think that's under the spell. Sorry. Damage rating of 8.
So what?
Okay.
What is kind of?
It's a base damage rating of 8, so it'd be 9 damage total. Because it doesn't follow
Okay,
the
9
table. It's a base of 8.
Okay, wonderful. That is a very good hit.
Yay.
What am I looking at here? Next, would be Dahlia.
Well, first, I'm going to be super shocked that that's the fastest I've ever seen Chip move. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
he actually can move. And then, true to Dahlia style, I'm assessing the environment. Like you said, they're in bog water, and since Seamus is kind of big and he's meaty, I mean, Chip is a little bit more covered in bog water. Are they like sinking? Does it look pretty solid?
So they are not sinking. So that's a good thing. But so if it comes up to Seamus's knees, I'm thinking it's coming up to Chip's chest.
Okay.
So while Seamus is moving around, the water is kind of like sloshing up towards Chip's chin, kind of thing.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and also rush in then, since the environment doesn't look like it's going to eat us. Try to punch with my punching dagger. So I don't think 20 is
does
going to
not
hit. And then with my other hand, 48.
48 does hit.
Awesome. So that's 5 damage.
That's 5, you said?
I believe so. My punching daggers, I believe, is 4 damage, plus my skill gives me a +1 unarmed damage.
Okay. Perfect. So, wow. All right. Y'all did a lot of good damage to this thing so far. And Celeste, you get to go before the beast.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's dark. We can hardly see anything. Celeste has very little to nothing offensive that she can do. Her staff is in pieces still, and last time she was just trying to smack at rats and she was still fucking useless at it. I genuinely think she is just going to freeze in place and probably run, like, stagger backwards and slam her back against a tree and just stand there shell-shocked and hyperventilating, watching everybody else be heroic. I think that's her turn.
Okay. I mean, that's a very good RP turn.
Yeah.
I like it. So here is one thing that we haven't gotten to do. And that is that despite the levels that you all have gained and the very limited opportunities, Celeste has gained levels but has been unable to actually purchase a new spell.
Correct.
So while you are doing that, hiding over, get your back up against the tree and everything, if you would like to take a moment and look through the spell lists and try to choose a spell that you would like for Celeste to attempt to cast, we can make that happen on your next turn.
Okay, I'll have a look.
And while you are doing that, this large Beira is going to take a swing at the two people who've encountered it first, even though it's kind of getting slashed at from every direction. It unfortunately only makes 2 attacks. So, first attack will be to Seamus. 24. Does that beat your armor class or your armor rating?
Does not hit. Does not hit. I got an armor rating of 33.
All right, so Seamus is able to deftly dodge out of the way. And then the second one comes after Chip with a 22.
That will hit. I just have the base of 20.
Okay, Chip, you take 8 damage from this creature's gigantic claws.
All right.
And that is its turn. So that brings us back around to Seamus.
Okay. So Seamus is going to attempt to move over here, if possible. So I just move my dude. And
There you go.
try to get his attention more towards him, so he's going to take another swing at this thing. That is... What was the plus again? Alright, that's a 55,
That is a hit.
and that's another 14 damage.
Another 14. All right. So here's what we're going to do for that, because I like that idea. Go ahead and make a D100 roll. Actually, let's do this as a speechcraft. I don't know if you get any modifiers to that or not, but we'll do.
Unfortunately,
we'll do it.
no, and it's pretty low. It's 11.
All right. This creature is, while it does take more damage from you, does not seem to be particularly drawn towards you. So your attempt to taunt it do not work. That brings us back to Chip.
All right. Chip will take 2 whacks, and I realized that I actually had another bonus that I did not add for having the light melee achievement, so I'll take that in consideration this time. So that would be a 89 to hit on the first,
That is a hit.
and that will actually be 10 instead of 9 damage because I get a +1 from that as well. And I will make a second attack, and that'll be a 68,
That is also a hit.
and that'll
So
be another 10.
damage.
Yep.
All right. Well done.
That'll do it. Thank you.
Nice one.
All right. So your only option at this point is to either move or stay where you're at.
The Chip is standing tall, standing there. I don't think he's necessarily tall, so just he's not moving. Let's go with
Okay.
that.
Works for me. So that means it's Dahlia's turn.
And try to double punch again.
All right.
72.
That's a hit.
And the second hand, 95.
Oh, is that a critical hit?
I don't know. It says my hand-to-hand crit is 5% more, so. I don't know.
Which I do believe would bring you to 10%. So yeah, I think that is a critical hit.
So my first hit should be 5 damage.
Okay.
And
And then your second one would be doubled.
I guess. I don't know the math of it.
Yeah. Yeah, your second hit would be doubled.
That would be my very first critical hit I've ever done in any of the games. That's why.
Well, congratulations. That was a very good one.
That's good hit.
Now, what happens at this point, however, and I'm not even
Nice.
I'm not even ashamed of this. Oh my gosh. So, Dahlia, you land that first punch, and I mean, it's solid, but that second one, that was like a haymaker, just beautiful punch. And this creature realized very quickly that it is in danger. And Seamus, being that you are kind of a wilderness type of person and you've dealt with some wild creatures before and things like that, you see this creature suddenly have that iconic look in its eyes of desperation and fear and anger and just everything all rolled into one, and it goes into a berserking rage. It's almost like it's caught a second wind where its wounds aren't even affecting it anymore. And it heals 85 damage.
Well, crap.
Keep hitting.
And with that, we are back to Celeste.
Okay. So at this point, it's only Chip that's taken damage, right? Seamus didn't get hit, hey?
Correct.
No, I didn't get hit.
Okay. All right. So at this point, she's got something to do. She's going to run forwards to behind Chip. And where's the damn spell? With one hand, the first thing she's going to do is cast Minor Heal on Chip. So that'll give you 5 points of health back.
Thank you.
And then with the other hand, I would like to try, I don't know this spell yet, but like you were saying, I would like to try and cast Shock to send some electricity at the thing. Now, how
Okay.
would that go if I don't actually know the spell yet?
So
do that?
this is an apprentice level spell. So I'm just going to have you make a potency check. You
Okay.
can dump as much potency as you would like into your roll, up to your max.
Okay. So I just spent 10 potency already to give Chip some health. Okay. I want this to succeed. It's only 8 points of damage, but I want it to succeed. I'm going to dump 30 points of potency into this. Okay. So 69, nice, plus 30, so 99 total.
What? Dang. Okay. That is a beautiful.
Never have I need.
So
Never
how
have I
much
had there for a 69.
damage does shock do?
I think it's only 8 points. It's only 8 electricity damage.
Okay, and you don't have the elementalism advancements at all?
Not yet, no.
It's okay if you don't. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay. So yes, no bonuses to that. Sorry, I'm trying to look it up in the book here. There it is. Yes, you are absolutely correct for 8 whole damage. So you pull forth from the source of all magic, and coursing through your hand in an act of desperation, you're able to just hold your hand out and cast shock. Sparks shoot from your hand and hit this bear, who is standing in water. So you got a little bit of a bonus there, I'm gonna say.
So are
And-
Chip and Dahlia.
I was about to ask
They
that.
are.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna, with such a fantastic thing happening, I'm not gonna subject the party to that.
It's appreciated.
So at this point, you can move or end your turn in front of this creature.
Okay, I was standing behind Chip, but you know what? I'm going to scramble my way back to solid land. So I'm going to move a couple
Okay.
squares back again.
All
To
right,
here.
sounds good. So you move back, and now the creature launches into its desperate attacks. So Seamus gets a claw. That's a miss. Chip gets a claw. That is
That's
a hit.
a hit.
So you take another 8 damage.
All right.
Dahlia, does a 15 break your armor?
No.
Okay. And then it gets one more, so we're going back to Seamus. 73.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So you take 8 points of damage from this thing as it's just wiling out, just losing its marbles. And that will bring us back to Seamus.
Stack does the. That was nice. Seamus gets the wild eye going. Like he's in it now. He feels really good about what's happening. Seamus is going to do something a little bit crazy. He's going to try to jump off of something, like launch toward the bear and try to get on its back and swing down at the same time. To try to like lodge his axe into its back.
Okay.
So now that I said all that, I'm gonna roll 2. So let's see what happens. Plus, how much was it again? 36. $36.
36. That hits.
Right on. So that's a 14 damage, and I'm trying to lodge the axe in and kind of keep it there.
Okay. So I
But
am
on his
going
back,
to
so like I
say that
can.
that is exactly what happens.
Right on.
All
So
right.
Seamus is on his back. I don't know how to do it, but yeah, there we go.
There you go.
It's on his back.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will bring us to Chip.
Muted.
Chip, you're muted.
Sorry. So I'm gonna make a power attack here, so that'll be a 50. 'Cause that
All
takes
right,
half
so
of my
50 is a
bonus.
hit.
All right, and then that would be double damage, correct?
Yes.
And does that include my bonuses? So would that bring it up to 20?
Yes. But we're gonna say yes, but I'll have to ask for clarification on that if the bonuses come afterwards. But for right now, it's fine. So how much damage is that?
So 10 would be my normal damage. So if we double it, 20.
Okay.
If we just do a straight double.
Yep.
And then I will make just a standard non-power attack, and that'll be an 89 plus 5 plus 5, so a 99.
Okay.
Because
And
crits
so
count
another-
on the dice roll, not the plus, correct?
Correct.
So close.
Yes. 1 point away.
Yes.
Wow.
So that'll be 10. So that's 30 total for the round, and then Chip will stand there again.
So this thing's looking beat up pretty good again. And as we roll into Dahlia's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna try and attack again. 79
That's a hit.
and 67.
That is another
So,
hit.
Not happy with having gotten finally swiped at. When I got swiped at, I did a matrix bend back, and I try to position myself behind one of his front legs to punch at the kneecaps.
Oh. Getting sneaky.
It just dawned on me how extremely little we know about each other.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first time I think Seamus has seen Dahlia swinging at stuff. Just kind of impressed, honestly.
only just got punching daggers. Only recently acquired punching daggers. And, other than the brambles, not much else to use the environment this time.
Okay.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks.
So I was reading into something real quick for Celeste. So how much damage was that again?
For Celeste or for Dahlia?
For Dahlia.
5.
5 for
believe.
each punch?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Wow. Yeah. Y'all are doing some good work on this thing. It's looking bloodied, but still fighting for its life. And that is going to bring us back to Celeste.
Okay, just keeping track. Both Chip and Seamus now have injuries, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Both hands, minor heal on both of them, so that's 7 points of healing to each because I remembered the thing this time.
All right.
Okay. I think I.
Okay,
Yeah.
now because you are our resident spellcaster, there's a very little known thing that's in the book that even I forget about, and I remembered it when you cast Shock, but I couldn't find it straight away, but I looked it up. I got it now. So one thing that you can do is to basically channel your spell. So you can spend more potency to make your spell either deal more damage, to heal more, to increase the spell's duration, things like that.
Okay.
So in this particular case, for healing, for each additional 10 potency, you can get a +1 bonus to your healing.
I'm very low on potency right now, so I can't. I don't have the
Okay.
resources because I dumped so much in trying to get that electrical storm happening.
Yep.
I'm very
I will-
low on potency.
I will say Chip looks very well off.
Sorry, Seamus is totally fine too.
Yeah.
He's
It doesn't
back
look
to
like we're
100%.
in any. Yeah.
Like the little bit of
I'm-
blood that was coming down his arm is just gone now.
I'm still going to
And
try
that
and
was
keep you
after
topped
the
up.
healing or before the healing?
After the healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Celeste, you did 2 healing spells, so now your only option left is to move.
Yeah, back onto dry land, same as before.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. This thing is going to make its attacks again. Let's go.
Haha, try hitting me now, turd.
So obviously it is trying to get at Seamus because it wants you off of it, but it is
Makes sense.
not looking good. So that was Seamus. Chip, you take 8 damage.
All right.
Ooh, Dahlia, what is your armor rating?
I had a glove. Oh no, I traded the gloves in for the dagger. So 20.
All right, so yeah, you take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And both of the attacks miss Seamus. So that actually brings us back around to Seamus.
Okay. So Seamus, with his axe shoved into the back, he's gonna try to do a power move by pumping 30 stamina into it, where he just kind of he lets go for a second and grabs and then just shoves everything he's got back onto the hilt to the blade. Okay. I literally just rolled 100. So,
Oh my goodness.
130 plus 5, 135 is what I
All
just
right,
got.
so what is your base damage? 14, right?
14, yeah.
So 14 and then times 2 for the power attack.
That's 28.
Put us
Yeah.
28 and then times 2 for the crit.
So 28 and 28.
Yeah. So
56.
56.
Yeah.
You cleave this axe down into this creature's head, and it immediately splits in half. The creature falls into the water below, blood kind of rushing out, and it is 100% dead at this point. That was a lot of damage.
So basically, in that moment, it's just Seamus leaving go of the axe, bringing his hands up, grabbing pulling down with all his force, grabbing hold of the axe, and pushing it through the rest of the way down, screaming all the while till he gets to the ground.
Damn.
Dang. All
So
right.
basically covered in blood too on the whole way down because he goes through the beast. So yeah,
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I hit the ground pretty much covered in bear.
Which then in turn splashes me and Chip, right?
Yep.
So he's just kind
Especially
of
Chip.
sitting there.
I
he's
mean, like,
Yeah.
it basically sends a wave up over top of Chip.
Gross.
I think after that happens, Chip would look at Dahlia and Seamus and very loudly say, "You are all very impressive." Back turn to Celeste.
Dang.
So Seamus will look over at Chip. That was very good macing.
And I guess Chip would kind of like bring the maces down to his side and just still use them as kind of a light source, but
And turns the rest of the way around to Celeste and kind
He
of
isn't there.
like with the eyes a little bit up, just gives you
Celeste
a
is
little nod
not
of respect. Oh,
when
not
you
there.
turn around, she's not there.
Oh
She's, I mean, you don't know this, but she's behind the tree, just sitting on the ground.
no, I just
Holding her
turned
knees.
around looking for you, hoping to see, give you the little nods.
Poor Celeste.
dude, I feel bad.
I'm gonna look at the blood that has splattered me. I'm gonna be like, I can't wait to tell Lactus I got the blood and tears of an
Oh my goodness.
So Seamus stands up, puts his axe back on his shoulder. This was a very good battle.
Yes, I agree.
Come. So, like, not knowing what to do next, he just kind of starts heading back toward where they originally were by the brambles.
Right.
Just kind of looking around because he knows he's supposed to be looking for boxes, but he doesn't really know where they'd be. So, all he knows is this thing attacked us so far, and he's still looking for stuff.
Not
doesn't-
knowing what just happened because we literally just got attacked. I'll ask Seamus. I was like, was that it? Was that what we were looking for?
It's a very good question.
I mean,
don't know.
Seamus
This
came in
was
while I was
not a-
negotiating, so I have no clue what was happening. He talked to me in wolf form, so I was just along for the ride, literally.
I gotta be honest, I didn't listen to the man that close. It was something about person, and it was missing goods, but we can keep them, and something
What?
about a chest,
I'm gonna start looking around.
and gold.
Ah!
But
I'm gonna start looking all over the place.
I smelled something. So, curiously, was the thing that I was smelling the bear, or was I
No,
still smelling the reptilian beast, the
the
boss?
reptilian thief. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And the last thing that Seamus had remembered was that the smell was coming from up past the brambles, right?
Yes.
Okay. So back to Seamus. He just points. The smell was coming through the brambles.
Oh.
I think we need to cut our way through there and go in that direction. Are we missing someone? So, looking around and not seeing Celeste, he just yelled, "Celeste!" Starts yelling for you.
She scrambles her way out from behind the tree and just I'm here. I'm here. Sorry, just needed a moment. What are we doing now?
I'm gonna like give her a big bloody hug. I'll be like, that electricity was awesome!
I gotta practice it some more. My hand on the back of Dahlia's neck gives her another heal, so it's another 7.
Like, woo! That healed.
So we're looking for some things. Did I hear that right?
Somewhere through the brambles is the being we're looking for. That's where a quarry lies.
So not here. Okay. Well, real quick, I'd like to take a look at the beast that we just took down.
Nope, it's gone.
Anything? Wow.
No, you're still
we-
you're still there. I'm
If
just
our
prepping.
Archmaster would allow, because it was such a big beast, like I'd like to see if maybe Seamus is able to skin it or anything.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Chip, can I borrow your knife?
Chip will hand him the mace.
Fair enough.
I don't know how that would work either because it's summoned. I might have to go to Ray on that if he's able to use my summoned weapon.
I know they only last for a minute, right?
20 rounds.
Well,
so
Okay.
it's kind of weird how it works, but it's like you obtained a mace and you are basically able to store it in like an extra dimensional space. And then when you use the summon spell, it summons it from that extra dimensional space. But it has a slight glow to it because it's magical. So yes, you
Okay.
could hand it to Seamus and he could use it and everything. But it's not like an actual magical mace.
got it. It's just surrounded by magical. The mace itself is not magical, just the summoning of it and my use of it is.
It's
Like
brought
a
forth through
bedazzled
magical
mace.
means.
Okay.
It's a bedazzled mace, yes.
Yeah.
It is a
So yeah,
bedazzled
I will.
mace.
Chip will hand the mace over to Seamus.
And I'm apparently going to try to skin a bear with a mace.
Oh no. Go ahead and make a
It's
wilderness
that or
survival
the
check.
iron axe, man. So, all right, I'll give it a shot.
This is going to be messy.
It's
I had a
82,
character before.
77 plus 5.
All right. So yeah, it doesn't go super great, but you're able to get 3 pieces of leather and 2 bear claws.
And,
Not the delicious pastry, but 2 actual bear claws.
and I hand that over to. I literally just put it towards Dahlia for her to take.
I just tried to like wrap it in like old clothes that we had since it's a little messy, and then stick it into one of our packs.
You do see Seamus go like this at one point, though, and start to go for it. And start to head up toward the brambles, axe in hand.
Okay. So if everybody's following along, it does not take you long to clear a path through the brambles and continue onward through the forest. At which point you come to a clearing. Through this clearing, you find a very faint trail of dried blood. It kind of winds its way through, and you come to a small clearing in the forest. In the far side of this clearing is a small shack. It appears to be shoddily made, and you can see smoke billowing from the makeshift chimney.
I believe this is what we're looking for. Seamus walks up to the entryway, has the bladed part of the axe down, and taps on the door with the hilt of the axe, flipping it back up around on his shoulder again.
I don't know if I missed it. Was there any like windows or anything around from the door in the back? If Chip were to try and sneak around to a window or something like that, or some other entrance.
So if you are trying to sneak around, go ahead and roll a sneak check for me.
All right. 119.
That'll do. There we go.
Chip is the wind.
Yeah. You are a leaf on the wind.
Oh, that's mean.
Aww.
Oh, why? Poor Wash. I saw that in the theater too.
And I think Chip would
So
also
Chip-
be sneaking away from the group as well, not just. So just kind of disappearing from everyone if
Oh,
possible.
we would have not even noticed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I'm
were
not
just-
watching at this point.
You were just gone.
So, Chip, you fade from existence and kind of look in through the window of this shanty, and inside you see that it's very disheveled, like it's piecemealed together. But inside of the shack, there are 4 boxes, a barrel, a small ornate box, a bed, and some ragged clothes. There's a table with some food on it and a chair, but there's definitely no one inside.
Okay. I will just stay at the window, waiting for Seamus to continue knocking.
Yes. Seamus, you knock on the door and get no response.
So I try this one more time. Publishers Clearinghouse.
There is still
have
no
a check.
response.
Okay, I get to do this now. Seamus kicks the door in.
You just light that door up and it flies open. Like the whole shack itself seems to kind of like lean a little bit as the structural integrity is brought into question. Inside you just see like dust particles floating around, and the fireplace is out. It doesn't look like anybody's been here in at least a few hours.
I do take a couple of sniffs when I walk in just to see if I smell anything recognizable to what I had outside
So you
on the
definitely
trail.
are at the trail's end, and you can see that there's some scales and some blood on the floor, but that's about it.
So-
I'll say there's some bandages laying around too. So this person kind of cleaned themselves up and then boogied on out of here.
So I check the
Right.
boxes. to
Used
see-
bandages or new bandages?
The ones that are still in here are used.
I will check the boxes to see if they have what we're looking for in them.
Okay. All 4 of the boxes are in fact locked. So everyone will need to, or if whoever wants to attempt to open a box, will have to make a lock picking check.
Chip will be watching as they attempt, and if they are unsuccessful, he will join in.
Seamus is respectfully declining to try because the last time he tried, he went to the top of a tower and threw the box down. It still didn't open up. So he's like, I've got nothing on this one.
So Dahlia wants to ask Seamus, is this the smell you smelled earlier?
This is the smell I smelled earlier. It looks as though, and I scratch a little bit at the dry blood. It looks as though it's been at least a few hours since he's been here, or she. They.
I'm gonna pocket some of the food that's on the table into my pack as he's
Priorities.
saying this. Hey, whatever I can get my hands on. Hence the question: is it new bandages, or old bandages?
I'm gonna stick
Um,
the old bandages next to the chocolate, and then we'll stick this over here.
Uh,
I'm not very good at this, but I'll give it a shot.
I would like to try lock picking Well, we'll start with the first box.
All
I
right.
have no bonus, so
I like Celeste goes, I'm not very good at this. And that's where you found the 4 pieces of the staff and the thing moving
Yeah.
forward. Oh, I suck at this. I only find incredibly magical, powerful weapons. Hold on.
that ain't gonna work this time. That's a 44.
Oh no. 44. Let me see.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, yeah. Okay.
that worked.
You are able to, through just lucky luck, you're able to open the box. In said box, there are 2 iron swords, an iron axe, an iron dagger, and a studded leather coat.
Iron axe, iron dagger, and studded leather coat.
And 2 short swords. I
And
believe you
2
said.
iron swords.
2 iron swords, sorry.
Okay. I will take a quick glance, hand the box off to Seamus, and then pick up the next one and attempt another lockpick.
I just have the
Okay.
boxes sitting outside. Every box they hand me, I'm going to stack outside. Get ready to go with it.
See if
I-
my luck holds, I guess.
While she's lockpicking, I'm also walking around to see if there's anything loose I could grab.
So, while you're doing that, in the barrel, you find an iron greatsword, an iron halberd, and an iron spear, and then 40 iron arrows and an iron bow, and that just leaves the small ornate box and the 3 treasure or the 3 boxes that Celeste is trying to open. So I'm going to say that Seamus, well, you were done with the boxes because of what happened. You open the small ornate box, and inside you find the piece of metal that Leandar was talking about. It's a billet of some sort of metal that's got a lovely Damascus pattern to it.
I think right now what he would be familiar with would be steel, and I think it's mana weave or something, or some sort of weave.
Okay.
Marrow weave or
I
something.
mean, you
That's-
know what
yeah.
this is a very beautiful and good metal to work with. So Leander will definitely be able to make you something nice.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure he gets this. Especially what he was looking for. And I put it off to the side again with the rest of the stuff.
Celeste,
And
box number 2, what'd you get?
Box number 2 was 82.
jeez Louise.
You open that up, and inside you find an iron chest plate.
I don't know if I'm very good at this, guys. Let me just keep being awesome at everything I do.
Well,
Box number 3.
At some point when the luck fades, I'm going to say my hands are giving out. So,
Yeah.
no, okay, we're still good. 59.
There is a pair of iron sabatons. So iron boots.
Oh, that's
And then box number 4.
Let's hope I can get the 4th one. 64. Yeah.
jeez.
Inside of this box is an iron shield.
And this is all
If
without
you've
the.
been standing outside watching Celeste just the one by one open these boxes
Yeah.
to the point where she might actually be a thief.
Chip.
These are all without the lockpicking bonus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is with no bonus.
that's just
Yeah.
straight up.
Way to go, Celeste.
Do you mention, Dahlia, that you found the barrel?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I do pass it off to Seamus to inspect.
I believe this is everything that the blacksmith wanted. Perhaps before we leave, we should look to see if there's any other potential clues as to where this being would head next.
If we have everything we need, do we need to hunt the person down?
Mike is slightly nervous that Ray is rolling things.
Mhm.
Not paying attention. I'm sorry, Celeste. One more time, please. I apologize.
I mean, if we've retrieved the things we needed, do we need to hunt the person down, or can we leave it at that?
They were a thief. They stole.
And we
I don't believe
stole
that
the
to be
things
right.
back. Well, does stealing... I mean, what are we planning to do with them? I mean, stealing probably doesn't mean they should die.
In my clan, if you are caught stealing, you lose your hand.
We...
Yeah, that's it.
Chip-
Just-
What?
Chip looks at both of his hands.
As soon as Seamus says
Yeah.
that, Sally is kind of like slowly puts her hand behind her back.
There we go. I was waiting for it.
I'm the only one that's literally not a thief here.
And Chip
Right.
believes you are now.
Yeah.
to be fair,
so-
Seamus is not. He doesn't want to be. He kind of being told to get this stuff from somebody it belonged to doesn't seem like we're stealing anything.
Chip, as you are climbing down to get out of the window, there is some bushes off to the left of you. And as you climb down, you catch a glimpse of a burlap satchel that seems to be very hastily buried. It looks like they might have like scratched a little bit through the bag and then threw some dirt on. It was done very hastily. And as you retrieve the satchel, you take a look inside and find 150 gold pieces.
All right. Chip will take that satchel and just kind of hold on to it in a pocket or some sort of space that's not visible to everyone.
Awesome. So now the question is, do you return back home? Because Leandar he said nothing about, exacting justice or anything like that, only that he wanted his things returned.
I think if, in Seamus's mind, if he looked in the vicinity for the person who was accused and can't find him or them, he's taking it as a momentary
You know what? Here's
loss.
what we're going to do. I want everybody to make a potency check. Everybody's potency is completely restored after the battle and everything. If that's mainly for Celeste. So I want everybody to make a potency check real quick.
What for? To decide how much to put into it?
Well, I can't tell you that.
So, with my potency, it would be 64.
Okay.
I believe that's right. Let me see. Is that right?
94
Yeah, that's
for
right.
Chip.
72 for Dahlia.
All right, I'll put 40 into it. So 93 total.
93 total. All right, here we go. 36. So looks like everybody. Seamus, what'd you get again?
64.
64. For some reason, I thought 44. All right, so all of you kind of simultaneously put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and you remember, every one of you remembers, there was a basilican sitting in the Weeping Dargoth while you were there, across the table from a guard. And all of you remember now that this basilican was wearing wound dressings on its arm.
Hmm.
Wait,
So
wait a minute. Didn't.
Hang on. Do we actually know that Seamus is going after a basilican? Has that been discussed at this point?
yeah, you would have been told at the
Okay.
beginning of the whole thing.
Okay. The. Are we chasing the guy that was in the tavern? The basilican with the arm dressings?
That was him. Seamus slams his fist down at a wall. I don't, whatever is nearby. Just hits it.
Yeah.
He's mad. He's
Chip.
angry.
You hit Chip on top of the head.
He takes a minute to like put the door back up just to
and
kick
then
it down
knocks
again.
down.
Celeste flinches every time there's a sharp noise, so she's just continuously flinching.
Let us return with what we were supposed to give back.
Awesome.
Maybe we can.
And with that,
Keep an
the
eye on
party
him.
heads back through the forest and briars and all that fun stuff
Into the thick of it.
back to Hester to turn in the quest and figure out what to do next. But as for our group, that is going to be our session for tonight. We are going to wrap this show up. Thank you all very much for coming to play, and thank you for everybody who is checking this out. We really appreciate you. We love that you're keeping up with all of our different stories and craziness going on. And if you have time on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, head over to the Twitch channel for D in Denial, where you can watch our lovely Juniper play the Moonstone Matriarchy, an all-woman's campaign of crazy D&D silly shenanigans. It's a good time. I've popped in for a few episodes, and I always laugh. There's no in between with that. It's good times. But thank you all very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you, guys.